G'day everyone and welcome to another exciting, well, they're kind of exciting, they're fun for us, episode of Deb and Matt Chat. I'm Deb, she's Matt.
So weird.
No, she's Deb, I'm Matt. You would have figured that out. Hope you're all well this week.
Yeah, it's been a good week.
You've certainly perked up.
Yes, indeed.
A lot better than you were a couple of weeks ago and even the beginning of this week. So it's great to have Deb back on deck and feeling better. Still a few challenges ahead, but as we said last episode, we've got something exciting. We're finally going to do it. We're here to share with you in this episode. What are we sharing, Deb?
We are sharing the business that I have been working on for some time now. And there's a lot of background into this. So let me give you a little bit of insight into me. So I've been working in the allied health industry for about 25 years now. So I have a practice management diploma, and have worked within so many practices and building them and starting them and all of that. So I've been sitting there looking at the industry and noticed that there was something missing. So when you're in the allied health industry, let me tell you, allied health is, like your physios, exercise physiologists, dietitians, podiatrists, speech pathologists, counsellors. They all come under the brand of allied health. But when you're in the industry, there is no place to go to get everything you need. So I have to sit there and I have to scroll through many websites and many platforms and find out the industry news, the knowledge, the governing bodies, you don't need all my boring stuff, but it didn't exist. So I've decided to write the Australian Allied Health Manual.
Yeah.
So I am so excited. It is just going to allow practices to give better care to clients so that they can actually focus on their work and then, grow their businesses. And I want this in a one-stop shop. So I'm going to give them everything that they need in templates and policies and procedures and compliance and integration. And I'll get excited, sorry. This is like an absolute passion for me. So I am still writing the actual manual, but we've done the launch video. Mm-hmm. We've now done our first podcast for it as well. Yep. I'm going to be providing courses, coaching, and the manual, of course, as a big thing. But this is what we've been working on in the background and so excited to tell you all about it and show you. So Matt and I have, we've put together a bit of a slideshow for you of our branding kit that we got done through Fiverr. Yep. Through Infobrain is the people who actually did it for us, which we're going to give you their link as well. But we want to show you what the Australian Allied Health Manual is and what this branding kit that we had done through Fiverr. Again, so impressed by this platform. But show you exactly what we ended up getting because we've talked about it over the last couple of weeks and now we can actually show you.
Yep. Yeah. So, and you can tell she's passionate, right? Like when Deb and I first started dating, not long after that, she changed to a new clinic, and off she went with this sort of bundle of like this folder with bits and pieces that she'd collated over the years, and all this knowledge kept falling out of her head. So we sort of, got talking on the deck and had lots of talks on the deck, and and the manual formed. The idea of the manual formed. So building with a few more years of experience as well, and some great and very exciting people that you've worked with along the way. We're kind of at this point. So I guess branding is so important. And speaking to a lot of people, one of the things as Deb was going through this journey that we were having conversations with people about, we really started to realise, this isn't just a little hobby business. This isn't just something that's going to be on the side. There's really the opportunity for a premium product in this. And so
it is needed.
With a premium product, you want to provide, or even just a professional product, you want to provide a professional image.
Correct.
I could sit there, I could play around to my heart's content. And yeah, I can dabble in Adobe Illustrators and Adobe Photoshops and that sort of thing. But
and
it's
whilst
just
he's very good at that, it's not worth the time.
It's not worth the time.
No.
And so we made the decision. So, Deb, are you ready for me to press the button here and let them see? You do the drum roll. All right. So, guys.
I hope you're as excited as I am.
We're going to flick over now and we're just going to walk you through the core part of what we received with the branding kit that we got on Fiverr from the InfiniBrain One team. So here we go. Oops, and I'm actually already a few pages ahead of myself. Whoops. So there you go. So here it is, guys. This is the brand guidelines for the Australian Allied Health Manual. And you'll see there up in the corner, there is oops, I'm pressing a button there and it's making the screen go dark. You'll see up in the top corner there is the tagline, the Better Business, Better Care, which we've continued through for
so
Deb.
This is the actual podcast name?
Yep, the Better Business, Better Care podcast, but also the tagline for the business for Deb. So for Deb, and we talked about this you talked about this briefly in the first episode today that you've filmed for the and did the audio recordings for the podcast. You really believe that better business practices lead to better care, but better care also leads to a better, stronger business.
Street. I am 100% for better client care. And obviously, I will be talking so much about this in my podcast with the Australian Allied Health Manual and the Better Business, Better Care podcast. But, I have always been a very client-focused practice manager. So whilst I'm always wanting a business to do well, my number one focus has always been clients, always. And to me, the better care that you can give a client is going to give you a better business. So, having everything streamlined and in the right place is what gives you a better business. And that's what I'm trying to make. Like, I'm trying to make practices compliant and have the right tools in front of them so practitioners can be practitioners and do what they do best. Practice managers can look after the rest. So, anyway, getting off track a little bit more, but let's have a look at the brand.
Yep. So when we went through Fiverr, one of the things that we were sent when we selected, after we browsed through a few different people, we sent some messages to a few different people. InfiniBrain One as a team with one of the best responses we got back with a lot of feedback. They had a lot of additional options that we could add on, and some of those we did, like a template for PowerPoint, which is a bit further down. But they send you a really good questionnaire and they get you to really think about the aims of the business, the values, the mission statement, all those sorts of things. So we had to really, we had those, we kind of really had to hone them down because we knew this was getting serious once you're putting your branding kit together. Yeah. And you need that for them to be able to put the kit together to understand your business. So, we've got to this point now, and next page. So we come along. We've got our table of contents page here. So you can see we've got a company introduction, usage guidelines for our logo, preview and instructions for the favicon, which we discussed in that last episode. Our color palette, which is very important. The typography, the iconography, which is one of the things I'm most excited about.
Oh, yeah, he's so interested about that.
Some sample imagery to give a bit of an idea on the types of images we would use within any of our corporate videos and those sorts of things, presentations, social medias. Some examples of print materials, stationery, our social media kit, and then a bit of a glossary with some further explanations and instructions. So here we go. We've got our About page for the Australian Allied Health Manual.
Indeed.
Which you can see they've embossed the logo onto shirts and dropped it in the background. Our company introduction. So the aims of the Australian Allied Health Manual. I'll zoom in a bit there. So as you can sort of see, whoops, going a bit far. What have I done
Technical
there?
issues.
Small technical issue. Scrolly. So you can see here, so Deb, and the aim of the Australian Allied Health Manual is to help allied health professionals do business better so they can provide better care.
That's exactly it.
And then we come over to the mission statement, expands on that a bit further, talking about new graduates, practitioners, practice managers or practice owners, and the aim of improving their skills processes to help their business and provide better care, and how we do that, and how Deb's going to do that through online training, through the manual, through sharing many decades of her management experience in the allied health industry.
Yeah, that's it.
And over to our vision. So one of the things here that Deb really spoke about. Now, these are our words. These guys didn't come up with it. We provided these words to them. You see here in the vision, so part of Deb's vision is really for a compliant industry, an industry of compliant professionals providing the best possible care. And for them to achieve that, Deb will be providing accessible resources that are relevant and needed for the industry. So we'll zoom out a little bit. One of the things we get here is a logo metaphor. Now, the logo is fairly straightforward for us. It's the standard sort of cross-type health logo. We've got this little bit of a folding out of pages coming through the centre, like the opening of a manual, opening your mind to knowledge within the Australian Allied Health Manual. And so you can see that's how it ends up coming together at the bottom.
It's a bit of a new age logo. It's taking the twist on health and making it new and refreshed, and it's just light, and to me it's just a coming together of all different modalities and bringing together lots of things is what I see in this logo. So I was absolutely stoked with this one.
And the thing is, when we actually started this process, the logo was actually the first thing that the team from Fiverr, the Infinity Room 1 team, provided us with. Mm-hmm. They provided us with the first two options, neither of which we were kind of completely happy with.
I think we got about 5, didn't we?
In the end, we ended up with about 5 iterations.
And I think we knocked the first few out and then we went back and saying, no, this is kind of what we actually are more thinking. And this was one of the ones that they came up with on the second go. So stoked at that.
And that's one of the things. So when you're on your social media, on your Fiverr or your freelancer.nets and .coms and those sort of things, you just need to look at how many revisions. It's a really important thing. Some of the freelance type people, they won't necessarily provide a lot of revisions, and these guys did. They provided a stack, so they were
we needed.
Yeah, so that was awesome. So coming down now to the logo grid system. This just explains a lot of the spacing and how things should be lining up. Now, this sort of stuff's important. Now, you don't think about it straight away, but what happens if we end up wanting to sign write an office or sign writing a car? Mm-hmm. All those sorts of things. Just as some very quick examples, when you've got a brand kit and brand guidelines like this document with this sort of information, it ensures that you're going to get consistency in your brand, and that's a really important thing. So that's what we've got there. And then we come down to a few different variations of the logo that we have. Now, these are sort of the approved uses that we have, and we were actually given in the files that we had for download, we're actually given all of these. Mm-hmm. The white logo, the black logo, the coloured logo, the white logo on coloured background. So we've got all these. These are, excuse me, your logo variations. The brand kit is what you are committing to keep your brand consistent in your business, to keep your brand memorable and successful. So going down, we've then got rules around clear space, minimum sizes for our logo to be used. And you'll see there's for the full logo and just for the logo itself. Rules around misuse. The favicon.
The thing I knew nothing about until a few weeks ago.
Then we come through to our colours and our appropriate colour uses. So you've got primary and secondary colour palette provided. Our font styles, which is important because we can load all this then into the website, into Word, PowerPoint,
all the documents, especially even the manual that I'm doing, making sure that it's written in the same sort of font, so it's consistency. So little things, but they mean a lot.
Now, here's one of the really...
That's favourite part.
My favourite part, that's right. This is something that I really, really loved the idea of. And this was something that was part of our package. There were packages with this team that didn't include the iconography. But we've got, as you see, we've got the center 5 there, which is really, they've got the coloured background. They're the inverse of the ones on the outside. We've actually got all the logos in both as part of our package. This was actually something that we were provided as a bit of a surprise. We didn't think we would get all that. So kudos to the Infinity Brain 1 team again for that. When you look at this page, though, what you have is the core of our business, the core of the Australian Allied Health Manual at the centre, with the manual, the templates, the coaching, the podcast, the courses. That's the core of the Australian Allied Health Manual.
Absolutely. And then you've got all your industries around that and what matters. So, it was basically coming up with our core, and then everything around it is all very much part of it. But having all those different icons, it's just it's helpful and easy. Like even in my first podcast, which I'd love for you to jump over and have a look at, I was able to sort of utilise those as a quick imagery thing to reference to people. So it's not, getting up big spiels of each industry or each modality. It was literally a little icon, tells you exactly what you're looking at. Everyone can pretty much work out what those things say. So I think it's a great little tool to have.
Yeah, and look, it does actually, again, add to the consistency of the brand. That's a really important thing, right? So then we move into some examples of different types of images, the do's and don'ts instructions there. Then we come into some of our print and promotional material examples. So the different types of shirts and placement of logos on shirts, approved placement and usage of logo on caps, how it might look on a mug. And then we get into the stationery. So we've been given our stationery here. This is the business card template. We've got an envelope template provided as well. And then down into letterhead template. Now, the business card, the email signature, the letterhead, the PowerPoint template, we were all actually provided with those documents, as well as being provided with the Word file, the PowerPoint file. We've also got the Adobe Illustrator files and all those sort of things, which is helpful as well.
Oh, that's great.
The email signature was added, it was included, and then we get to the social media kit. Now, the kit that we provided, or the order we originally placed, only had 3 social media kit inclusions, so we could pick any 3. And kind of partway through the process, we're like, oh, bugger, I've got to get in touch with these guys because we actually need a couple more.
There's more.
And it actually worked out really well. And again, kudos to the guys from Infinity Brain 1 on Fiverr because they worked with us. They actually had requested an extension. We were happy to give it to them. There was a holiday.
A whole day.
And so it was like a 1 or 2 day extension they were asking. And we actually just went to them and said, yeah, cool, guys, no worries. Oh, and by the way, we actually need a couple more social media headers and icons. And they were like, yeah, no worries. We'll just take care of it. Thanks for approving an extension, which wasn't what we were intending, but, absolutely awesome they were. So there's the Facebook stuff, the Twitter stuff, LinkedIn. Now, I'm actually going to show you guys all this live in a moment on the Facebook pages. Oops, clicked a button there. The YouTube banner, as you can see there, the Instagram, and then we've also got the podcast banner, so which that just came up an absolute.
Yeah, that's great.
Love it. So, and again, in a moment, I'm going to show you how that all looks. And after that, it's just some basic stuff, the glossary and that sort of thing, and closes off with a thank you.
So in depth.
So come back to us for a moment. Hey, we're back. So the really important thing, I think, with the brand kit, and I'm going to jump back over to the other screen in a second, but the importance of that file and all those files that we were provided in doing any other work. So as I mentioned before, sign writing is a good example.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or if there's any technical documents we want to get written or videos that we may want to do some outsourcing of some of the video editing. Not that we are at the moment. We're pretty much doing everything here ourselves in terms of the video editing.
Yeah.
But, we have the brand guidelines now. So whenever we outsource any work, we've got the brand guidelines. We can give it to them with all the audio files, all the imagery files, and they can take care of it.
Yeah, that's it. That's great.
Yeah. So just going to flick back over to the other screen now, and we're going to jump to this screen here. And so as you can see, we've got the branding kit starting to drip feed out. Here's the Facebook page on your screen. We've got the Twitter feed now with the Twitter header and the logo there. We got the gram on the Insta.
Oh God, no.
On the Insta, babe.
You realise our adult children right now will be cringing at you even using those words.
Insta, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not cool.
So we're on Instagram. So on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, it is simply at Allied Manual. As the tags. Then we jump over. We also have a company page now set up, although not a lot of content at the moment, obviously, on LinkedIn. So there's the LinkedIn banner that was provided in the branding kit and logo again.
Yep.
We have the YouTube banner and logo. So the really cool thing is that YouTube banner has been designed as per YouTube specifications. So it works on TVs, it works on mobile devices, it works on computers, as you can see here.
Fantastic.
And I'll come back to this page in a sec. But here we are, as you can see, this is Google Podcasts. There's the podcast art. Apple Podcasts again. Amazon Music, Audible, this podcast is available on, and also on Spotify. So as our hosting platform for the podcast, we're actually using our Kajabi website.
Yes.
So the podcast gets uploaded there and then distributes out to all those platforms from there in that one spot. And there is a video coming up in a couple of weeks where I will step through all of that.
Yes. So Matt's thing.
Yeah.
I sit here and I can give all the content and the passion behind it, but I need this man. He's got the IT brain is working amazingly through it. But, working through this Fiverr and different people has just made life so much easier for you, hasn't it?
It has. It's made it a lot easier. I can actually put the time into the things I want to.
Deer in headlights right there.
It's just that one particular frame, doll.
Let's move.
And
it's getting worse.
It's getting worse. Look, we just frame by frame you.
No.
No, we're not going to do it? No. Okay, we won't. We'll come back to us. So, guys, look, there you go. How cool is that?
Very excited.
branding is so important.
Yeah, it so is. It's just, I have the vision, but I have it up here. I needed to give it across to people and show the professionalism in what the product is that I have. I can only talk about it so much, but having that, and as you saw, I mean, it looks amazing. Yeah. I think it just backs up what I've got to give, and it just shows the professionalism in what the product is. So, yeah, excited. Yeah, very excited to be able to do this now.
Yeah, I think it's great. And so, guys, this is really where for launching your Kajabi business or any business, this is a great way, bringing Fiverr in and some of those Fiverr freelancers to help you get your business started. And you'll remember a few episodes back we talked about we'd actually made a decision to kind of rejig and reprioritize some of the products that we were launching with this business. So we've brought forward the podcast. You saw the introductory episode that I, was deer in headlights examples of Deb just now. But definitely do jump onto the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Just Australian Allied Health Manual, Better Business, Better Care into the YouTube, and you'll find it.
If it's something that you're interested in, you work in this field or anything medical, great, do that. If you know somebody, you go to a physio, you go to a dietitian, mention it. If you feel like you'd like to, that'd be amazing. Would love for it to get out there. So, it's not about selling a product to make me millions of dollars. This is a product that I'm passionate about personally. I just want practices and people to have the ability to give the best care to everyone, to you and to me. Like, we all go and have these appointments with these different practitioners. Accidents happen, people need rehab. I just want the best care for everybody. So this is what he's laughing at me because I'm so passionate. I just keep talking about it.
Love it.
This, as I said, this is not something that I'm looking at to sit in the Bahamas and retire on. And
that's happens, what I thought. That's what the plan was. Like, what are you talking about?
If it happens, all cool. But I just want everyone to be looked after.
Yeah, and look, I think it is going to do that. I'm hoping it's going to make us a fair chunk of money, but you never know. But look, this really is, this video has been about showing you the importance of developing a brand. And so we've done that. We've jiggled things around. We've got the podcast launched. The coaching's going to launch soon. In part of that, part of the reason why the coaching will launch soon while we're still working on the manual is that that will also help hone some of the demand and priority around which particular parts of the manual are priority for people. Yeah. Because when I look over to the just over here out of screen to the whiteboard that we've got, and we'll have to tell people about our amazing whiteboard at some point that we did.
Yes, that we built.
Very
cool.
There's 8 categories up there of policies and procedures covering governance, admin, team and culture, safety and care, customer service, NDIS, marketing and promotion, and finance and billing. Under that, there are dozens of different policies and procedures that are going to be templated up and written.
100 plus
that I'm trying to write for the Australian Allied Health Manual. A lot of that Deb's already got in her head, as she said. We've been writing this on and off for months. There's been some hiccups, particularly in the last few weeks, but that's why when you're starting a business, you've got to be agile. We hear this word agile all the time, it's one of those words that just irks me. I just can't get past it. Everyone's got to be agile. You do have to be agile. I work in disaster management. I know about the need to switch and change and think about all different things and have the different options in front of you. But it's we've done that. So the coaching will come through. There'll be some courses starting to drop. and then the manual will continue to be developed alongside all that. So you're excited?
I am so excited. If you hadn't already noticed.
I think I'm excited that you're excited because I've been talking a lot in this episode.
Yeah, but the branding guideline was your thing. I gave you the business idea and what I needed and what I wanted, and that's when Matt outsourced and found this. So I am finally excited to have shown you this today. Please, jump on and have a look. Have a look at the website, have a look at the Facebook, the Instagram, the Amazon Music, the Google, whatever it may be. Share it around, anybody that you may know in this industry that can benefit from this.
Definitely.
There's lots coming, and I'm going to be on this very regularly. So there's so much to learn for so many different people in this. Anybody that you know is studying and that is going to be graduating as a practitioner. So many practitioners don't know what to do when they graduate. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be giving you every tool you need. What you need to apply for, where you need to go, what you need to know. So it goes from everyone, from a student to an owner to a practice manager to a client who has a practice that they go to and they can mention it. So this can benefit so many people, and I'm so excited. Anyway, so we'll talk more about that, but jump on over. Subscribe to the Better Business, Better Care podcast as well as this one. Jump on here.
Yeah, and so we've got, don't forget, hit the like and subscribe for the Deb and Matt chat. Mm-hmm. Make sure that you do jump over and hit the subscribe button as well on the Australian Allied Health Manual channel for YouTube. And check out those other things. We're going to have a bunch of links in the description today. Guys, we're going to put a direct link to the guys over at InfiniBrain One on Fiverr. We've got our normal Fiverr link that we put down in the description, and our Kajabi link, because if you are thinking of getting into this knowledge entrepreneurship, this is the time. So definitely check it out. There's free trials that you can do with Kajabi. So that link will be there. And we're going to have all the social links down there for the Australian Allied Health Manual. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm so excited to have finally actually got it out there. So look forward to the next one.
And the next episode of Deb and Matt Chat, we've got a special visitor coming in.
Special guest.
Very cool. Very excited to have him coming into the studio.
Very excited young man. Yes.
And then the episode after that is the one where I'm actually going to walk through setting up the podcast, like loading the podcast onto Kajabi, because I know there's a few people out there that have some questions about that. We were talking in the official Kajabi user group today, and there were a few people asking questions, and I was giving some advice, and I've said, look, I'm working on this video, so that will be out in probably a week. That'll probably be the next week's episode, not this week's bonus episode that we're doing with the young visitor. Hit the like and subscribe, guys, down here, and also on the Australian Allied Health Manual YouTube channel and all those other platforms. We thank you for your support. So grateful to my beautiful wife here. It's been a tough couple of weeks. She's digging deep to keep you guys connected with our project and with this business. So really super proud of her as well, and the passion that she has for this project. So thanks for your support.
Thanks, guys.
See ya. Bye.